We're less than 1 week to the opening weekend of this year's Halloween Horror Nights in Singapore. Last year, my very first vlog was a walkthrough around the park, showing you guys what is going on in every section of the park. So I'm gonna do the same thing in this vlog, so keep watching and you'll get a tour. This year, the merch so far is one event t-shirt. And you can buy them in the Universal Studios store in Hollywood. Fearless. And at the back, logos of this year's attractions at Halloween Horror Nights 9. All the haunted houses and scare zones and the show Skin and Bones. So if you like to collect t-shirts, this would be the thing to buy basically. So the t-shirts are adult size and they go for $33, but if you purchase it with something else, anything, $25. New to this year's daytime Halloween lineup is the Halloween Carnival and the Minion Monster show, which is happening right now. The meet and greet part anyway. So you get to meet 3 of the Minion monsters here. Franken Bob and Mommy Stewart and Dracula Kevin, I think. It's quite rare to see all 3 of them together. So if you're lucky, you can find all 3, but you need to queue 3 times to take photos with all of them. So this line is pretty long. I think it's really close. Wow. Obviously, you'll have carnival games at the carnival. 5 stalls here. And if you are an annual pass holder, don't forget to claim your free ticket at guest services. You can get 1 free ticket per annual pass, and they are good for most of the stalls here except this one, Hooker Headstone. You can't use the coupon here. But anywhere else, you get 4 games at 1 booth. At night, this carnival will turn scary and become a haunted one. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I guess there might be evil clowns at night. So watch out for that when you win your giant banana or giant hamsters. If you're here early for Halloween Horror Nights 9, you can head to the New York zone for the opening Scaremony show. I think the New York and Hollywood stretch, this whole area here, will be open for people to stand and wait around for the park to officially open for the night operations. So I think you will have a few choices. One is to obviously join the crazy fans in the Death Fest scare zone and be surrounded by the horrors of the opening ceremony. Or you can take a back seat and stand around this intersection at this area. I think it's Vine Street, and this will give you an advantage to dash into the Curse of the Naga haunted house, this year's most elaborate haunted house. So if you wait around here instead of going right in, you may get an advantage to Curse of the Naga, which may have the longest queues this year. I don't know. If not, you can just head straight to New York and be part of the Death Fest experience. So a band known as Death Trap will be performing their death metal hits in New York, and look at all the gruesome props. So looking at the lighting and speaker setup, it's probably going to be quite a deafening experience or a near-death experience. Right in front of me now is the gigantic stage that they have built for the Death Fest shows and the opening ceremony. There's also something interesting added recently, this group of 4 crows above that looks rigged to fly along most of this New York street to the other end. So I think they're going to fly outwards since they are positioned this way as part of the opening ceremony. And these raven or vultures, they are actually an icon of the Undertaker. So the Undertaker is basically someone who rules the line between the dead and the living, and he harvests souls by gouging eyes of corpses, fresh corpses. So you might become a fresh corpse throughout your adventure at Halloween Horror Nights 9, and he will take your soul. My guess is that somehow this stage with these ragged things will be part of the opening ceremony, and unlike the stage used for Halloween Horror Nights 7, the 7 Sinisters, there's no curtains up there, so I doubt the characters will appear during the opening. I guess it's all happening either on this base tier or maybe at most the second one, but I guess this is big enough to accommodate most of the icons that will appear. Probably since there's like flying birds up there, the opening ceremony will be themed to the Undertaker and Dead End. I assume that all those mummified things and gruesome, I don't know what, happening at Dead End will be part of this year's opening ceremony, since the Undertaker is likely the main icon. A hearse could pull into New York, or a rhythm truck hearse could pull into New York, or they could bring back the skull from March of the Dead and pull it into New York behind the hearse, and I don't know what other funeral marches could happen as part of the opening ceremony. So in New York, oh dear, I went past already. So if you leave New York and cut through Sci-Fi City, you could get a head start and be the first to enter the Spirit Dolls haunted house. This is where Yumi, or the ghost, the cursed ghost of Yumi, lives in, and you're basically not allowed to enter a house, but anyway, you have to since you paid your tickets, and she doesn't like you in there. So hopefully you'll survive, or you become another doll as part of the collection of all the cursed dolls. You can be part of that. After you're done with Spirit Dolls, you can quickly walk to the Chalet Hauntings, which is on the other side of Egypt, closer to Jurassic Park. I'm gonna speed this up. So this is the entrance to the Chalet Hauntings, presented by Traveloka. And it's so scary that they have to cover up the sign during the day because it's a lang sui. I went inside half of the house already, and you can find a link in the comments of the experience, get a sneak peek of what's happening inside, and hopefully you're brave enough to go in on your own for a one-on-one, face-to-face encounter with the lang sui and other ghosts from the region. Next to the Chalet Hauntings, inside the Jurassic Park zone, is Dead End, a really creepy scare zone that, unlike the noisy, loud and crazy Death Fest, this is said to be like a place between the realm of the living and the dead, and they practice their funeral rites and funeral marches and all things dead here. Gonna be creepy with this, I don't know, human barbecue prop. There are a lot of coffins here and lanterns and graves sealed up. I'm not sure what's the whole idea behind this, except so exposed fog machine, warning, exposed fog machine. Anyway, this area is now fully closed for a few weeks already, and you can see some of the props they are going to use here, all these graves and coffins and stuff. A lot of crows or ravens, can't tell them apart, but blackbirds basically. And this hanging dead half bodies that mysteriously turn and face towards me. Mummified things tied up together, and this basket props holding dead bodies that are burnt. So you might want to watch your eyes, don't stare at anyone here too hard, or they might gouge your eyes and steal your soul. Well, after you're done with Dead End, I usually, if the Jurassic Park schedule is open, I like to walk this pathway to get to the haunted house at Waterworld. It's a shortcut, it's my secret shortcut, not so secret anymore. And this is where you can get to the Twisted Clown University Haunted House, and sponsored by Coca-Cola No Sugar. If it's like any of past year's houses, this is quite a large one. There could be quite big scenes since they have a unique space to work with. I'm not gonna watch Waterworld, so I'm heading out. I think I covered everything already. Okay, except that, okay, Pantages Theatre will be used for a show called Skin and Bones. Supposedly a comedy show from the underworld. So far, there's no visuals released about the show, and we don't know anything. There's no official information about the show except that the two co-hosts are called Skin and Bones. And I think during the preview a few weeks ago when I saw the costuming, I think the character called Bones literally looks like a skeleton. Basically, that's all I can say. The makeup and the costume makes him look like a skeleton because he's got bones. It is possible to complete the park's horror attractions this way, going from starting right from Hollywood, Curse of the Naga, and then making your way anti-clockwise and ending up at the Twisted Clown University. But I guess a lot of people will be doing that also. So one way you could do it is to run the other way. Remember just now I said the intersection at Hollywood? You could run the other way towards Madagascar and then far away, and just further up you'll end up in the Lost World. And you can either come to Dead End or Twisted Clown University or the CHALET Hauntings. I'm sure that going through the DreamWorks areas, Madagascar and far away, will give you a lead. Most likely there won't be so many people there. I doubt people can run that fast at the same time. But New York will be really crowded with all the guests all stuck there watching the opening ceremony show. I'm making my way back to New York since I missed out something there. So if you need a break from the haunted houses and you don't mind thrill rides, the good news is in Egypt, the Revenge of the Mummy ride over here, this will be open during event nights. And if that's not scary enough for you, you can try Battlestar Galactica. Both sites will be open during Halloween Horror Nights as well. They are all very near each other. The CHALET Hauntings, Revenge of the Mummy, Spirit Dolls, and Battlestar Galactica. So this area, you might want to hang out around this area. If I'm not wrong, they will most likely set sci-fi as a chill out zone. So you could get refreshments here and a place to sit down and calm your nerves before heading into the houses again. Also, some people have asked me about the Express Passes this year. So the first one is Halloween Horror Nights Express. This Express Pass lets you use the Express line for all 5 haunted houses once per haunted house. The next tier is Halloween Horror Nights Express Plus. This Plus version lets you go on participating rides and attractions, as well the 5 haunted houses, once per attraction only. The last one is the Express Unlimited Pass. This is exclusive to the RIP experience. So you can't buy it separately, you have to go on an RIP tour to get this pass. And this is major in the game of Express because this wristband will let you use the Express lane for almost anything. I think I'll put in the description if that's not something you can use it. But basically all 500 houses, rides and attractions that you can use the Express Pass, it is unlimited. And if you are a haunted house fanatic, this will be your dream come true because you can go in so often that you can make friends with the scare actors inside already. Like, they don't even need to scare you, can just say hi to them because they've seen you so many times. I'm now back here at the Death Fest stage or the Opening Scaremony Stage, and to the right, if you're facing the stage, to the right is the future entrance to Hell Block 9, a prison-themed haunted house. So if you're in New York, you have 3 choices. Let me just stand in the middle here. First choice is to head right and go to Hell Block 9. If you are right in front for the opening ceremony, this will be the closest haunted house for you. Choice number 2 is to turn back towards Hollywood and go to the Curse of the Naga. The queue is just probably, if there's no one blocking you, you can make it to the queue entrance in a minute. If the queue is going against you, maybe 5 minutes. So maybe the best choice is the third one, which is to head towards Sci-Fi City and go to Spirit Dolls, or even just don't care already and just head straight to the Chalet Hauntings. So yeah, here are your 3 choices. Choose wisely, or if you end up spending hours in the queue, that is really your choice. Or you can just buy the Express Pass. That will save you a lot of trouble and a lot of energy. So yeah, that's all for this vlog, and I'll see you again next week when Horror Nights begin.